Gonna build a mountain from a little hill.
Hey guys, and thank you so much for tuning into my channel. My name is DeLady and we're here with a new speed build. Today we're going to do something completely different. But quickly, before we jump into it, let us thank our fantastic sponsor of the channel, Instant Gaming. At Instant Gaming, you can get your most favorite games with up to 70, sometimes even 90% discount. If you use the link in the description down below, you will get an amazing discount and you will also be supporting the channel. And to celebrate this awesome collaboration, we are doing a special giveaway where you can win a game of your choice. So just click the link in the description of this video, enter the game or DLC you would like to win, and participate. Good luck! As you maybe have seen, my lovely friend, the awesome Rudi Rennkamel, started this new trend with the dioramas. Now, I wasn't feeling very well the past few days. I wasn't able to do that much at all for the channel, but now I finally feel a little bit better. So I really wanted to dive into this new trend that he started and try this out, obviously. Now, honestly though, this surely is my very first try to get into these dioramas, and you can definitely tell I still have a lot to learn. So do keep that in mind, please. So Rudi Rennkamel was so kind to leave a blueprint in the workshop. I will link this one in the description of this video as well, so you can also download this one yourself. But I will also leave his links to all his dioramas he made in Planet Zoo. They're absolutely amazing. Definitely highly recommend you to check those out. They're a lot better than the one that I'm making here. But hey, we're doing our best here and we're trying to get this right. But yeah, I used his blueprint to create this very first diorama that we are creating right now on the channel. And for the first one, it's definitely useful to use that one to know where to start, I guess. So I had something in my head with like Antarctica and king penguins, but wasn't quite sure how to pull this off. So I basically just started with the water area and worked from there. I tried to find some pictures online to see if this could give me some inspiration. Now, one thing that I did notice was like the difference in terrain at Antarctica. Some areas are like very rocky and mountainous, like you have big snowy mountains and stuff in the background and like ice all over in the water. But there are also like areas with long, wide, flat, open, snowy areas with ice and more like rock terrain. And the bottom of the ocean would be more like sand and rocks with here and there some shells and sea stars and stuff. Like it's not really, as far as I can tell, like super tropical with like a lot of corals and stuff. Like obviously it's not tropical, but I mean like the bottom of the ocean is not to compare with like warmer tropical climates where you have like these beautiful corals. Maybe I'm wrong, like maybe I did not see the right pictures and there are like beautiful corals as well on like these colder climates on the bottom of the sea, but as far as I could tell from the pictures I have found, I could not really see that, at least not around Antarctica. So yeah, obviously there might be different things to be found as well, but I just didn't really see those pictures. Like it wasn't that I did like hours of research or anything like that. So do correct me if I'm wrong, obviously. Now, we already tried something a while back in City Zoo with like the ice rocks that we have in the game, like the blue ice rocks, and I honestly am not really a huge fan of them. So obvious choice was for this area to go more for like the rocks and the sand, and this is like the taiga biome, and that is not that I didn't want to use the tundra biome, but the tundra biome is so white that it really hurts my eyes. At some point you can tell, like if you have like a lot of these snow rocks, then you can really also tell that same vibe, and I wanted to avoid that, so it was more of that reason that I used this tundra biome instead of the taiga biome, just so you know, or the taiga biome instead of the tundra biome, just because of all the snow and it just hurting my eyes. Oh, and as you can tell in the beginning, I wanted to do something with like this floating ice rock that you see a lot on pictures, but that just, it didn't really look well. The idea was really cool, but it didn't really look well, and I tried to do it at the edge of like this diorama, but even that just didn't work well with the water and stuff. So yeah, I just had to scrap that idea and do something completely different. But yeah, no blue ice rocks in this build. I just wanted to avoid those and just want to go for like more plain natural rocks and the snow rocks for like the surface and for the land area of this diorama. and also to make sure that the king penguins are able to walk on these snow rocks as well on the land area. Now, the funny thing was, I actually almost wanted to give up because of everything looking so flat. So I sent some pictures to Rudi and he was like, well, this is kind of what a diorama is. It doesn't have to have like this big background or anything like that. Like, it's just like a slice of a particular area, and it doesn't always have to have like that eye-catching thing like I am used to build in Planet Zoo. And so yeah, it does make sense, I guess. And he was right. So after that little talk, I continued with this build and started adding some more floating icy rocks in the water to make it all look more realistic. And after that, it was time to obviously test the area and see how the penguins would move around in this diorama. So I honestly added over 110 penguins at some point, and there were maybe, I think, less than 10 penguins walking on land, and the rest were all swimming in the water. I was actually hoping to get more of a feeling of like this big colony on the land area, but that just didn't really work out as I was hoping it would do. But obviously it does give like this incredible cool viewing to see so many penguins diving underneath the water at the same time. It felt so natural and so realistic. But yeah, the idea that I had with like a colony on the land, no, that just didn't really help. At least with like, only when they got like their food, then you saw a lot of the penguins going on land for just a little bit, but it still didn't give me the feeling that I wanted to have. So in the end, I just waited and sped up the game for a while and waited until all those penguins got some chicks. And with those chicks, like the chicks cannot dive, the chicks cannot swim. So with the chicks on land, you still had a little bit of the feeling that there was like this colony also on the land. But yeah, most of the parents were all just swimming in this deep water non-stop basically. But what's really cool though is that the king penguins later on also started using those floating ice rocks that I added floating on the water. So that was really cool. I did not really intend that or was expecting that, but that was just a really nice little bonus, I guess, that they also started using those little ice rocky floating formations on the water surface itself. So okay, this is my first diorama and I feel like I have a lot to learn still, especially on the edges of the diorama. Like on the left side, I tried to make some kind of tear into the eyes going all the way down into the terrain, but it's just really hard to make this look realistic and definitely something I need to keep practicing, but it looks okay, I guess. I'm quite happy with it, and I hope it gives you guys the same idea of like a tear being in the terrain or anything like that. I hope the idea works still. Also, other things that I learned of this first diorama is to basically start with your keeper's gate. This was now the last thing I did, and I basically hid it away in the back lower than the land area, so you can't really see the gate, and they have like this slope, the angle thing to walk to the land area. It's very messy on the backside. I'm not even going to show it. But this is definitely something to start with the next time, so you know exactly where your keeper's gate is going to be and work from there. I think that would be working better in my opinion, but I don't know. I'm not experienced in this still, but that is just a feeling that I have. And same goes for like the size of this diorama. I do think for me personally, it may be easier to decide your own size of the diorama along the way. Like this, I think, would give me more freedom to not be restricted to the boundaries that Rudi has given with this blueprint. Although I think it's definitely for your first time to practice this, it's super useful to use the blueprint that Rudi Rennkamel has made. But for me personally, I think it's going to work a little bit better if I would just start in one corner and then along the way decide how big I want this diorama to be. Like, there is no, as far as I know, there's no specific size that you need for a diorama. You can make something really small or something really big. So it does not really matter. And I think for me, it's going to be easier if I just start in one corner and just see how big I will create the diorama in a later stage. Also, the last note for myself, as much as I like this idea of an icy and colder climate diorama, I think I will personally do a lot better job in making something tropical, like something very lush and beautiful, instead of this feels for me very plain, colder climate diorama. It was really a lot of fun to try this out. It was something that I had in my head, so it was really cool to try and play with that. But I do think, like, looking at the things that I have done in Planet Zoo so far, I think I am going to do a lot better job with creating something tropical and lush. So that is definitely something I want to do for the next diorama. And don't worry, obviously, we're still going to continue all our other Planet Zoo series, but this is just a fun little trip of doing something else for a change next to all the normal series that we have. So I do really hope that you like this creative adventure doing some dioramas in the middle of our normal series. So I do really hope that you guys enjoy that. So if you guys have any suggestions what kind of animal we should be using for the next tropical diorama that we're going to create, definitely do let me know in the comments down below. Of course, I'm super excited to see what kind of animals you guys would pick. Would you pick anything that would also dive? Would you pick maybe an animal that is not even going to dive? What would you think would be a very interesting tropical diorama to create with what kind of animal? Do let me know in the comments down below. I'm super excited to see what you guys are picking and what kind of suggestions you all have. And please also leave me some good constructive feedback about dioramas in general. As I said, like, this is my very first attempt, so don't be too hard on me, but I'm definitely here to learn more, and if you guys have any cool tips or suggestions, definitely all do let me know in the comments down below. Thank you guys so much for watching. I really do hope that you guys enjoyed this first diorama build. Please leave a like at the video if you guys enjoyed, and subscribe, of course, if you haven't already. And if you want to see more Planet Zoo content, I definitely have you covered on the channel. You can also find me on Twitter, Facebook, Instagram, and all those other social media pages. And of course, don't forget to check out the instant gaming giveaway that we're doing with the link in the description. Thank you guys so much for watching, and I really do hope to see you guys all in the next one. Bye guys!